welcome to Convention Center Action Center. I'm your host, Morgan Merrill, and I am here with Summerville FFA. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.
This is exciting.
So can you guys start off by saying what your name is, what year in school you are, and what you're involved in FFA?
My name is Ella Brazil. I go to Summerville High. I'm a freshman, and right now I show a pig, and I was involved in opening and closing and the creed competition.
My name is Reagan Sajinski. I'm a freshman at Summerville High, and I'm showing a pig this fair. And I was also doing the creed competition and the opening and closings.
I'm Barajas. I'm their ag advisor.
Beautiful. Thank you guys also for being here today and talking all things FFA and agriculture. To start off, can you just tell me a little bit about why you guys got inspired to join the FFA and what inspired you to be an ag teacher?
When I was younger, my parents always put the idea of FFA in my head. My dad grew up doing it, and I lived in a big agriculture town when I was younger, so that just kind of gave the idea, and I've always loved animals, so I'm really excited to join FFA.
I didn't really grow up in like an ag household or anything, but since I was like really little, I always wanted to do like pigs or like show something at fair. I did show bunnies when I was in like 4th and 5th grade, and now I just really wanted to do a fair pig, so now I'm doing FFA.
I had family that was in 4-H, but I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. And then it wasn't until my 8th grade year when I joined FFA that I decided to teach ag.
Thank you guys, and I love the inspiration behind everything that you guys are doing in FFA. And since you guys are first years in high school, what has been your favorite memories from FFA so far?
I think when I went to National Convention this year, that was a lot of fun just to see the different people and the different towns and how they run things differently. And this is my first year showing a pig with FFA, and that's been fun to just learn how it works and stuff like that.
How did you get the opportunity to go to FFA Nationals?
It was brought up in class one day, and I just thought it sounded fun. I honestly didn't know much about what was going to happen there, but I just took the opportunity, and I'm really glad I went.
Yes. What is your favorite memory?
My favorite memory is probably this or the creed competition. I really liked getting to challenge myself when doing the creed, and I liked the people. They were all friendly, and it was fun to meet new faces.
Beautiful.
My favorite memory as an advisor, I think every year is the aha moments. So state conference and national conference, or watching them excel in a contest that they didn't necessarily feel super prepared for mentally. I think it's a good thing to kind of take them to those things and then them feel like they've out succeeded themselves in their own personal records.
With all these favorite memories of the FFA, how has FFA impacted your leadership skills?
I think there was definitely a big impact on my leadership skills. I grew up always wanting to be in charge, and I always helped out when needed. And I think FFH gave me a bigger opportunity to do that and challenge myself to become a better leader.
I think it's definitely inspired me to put myself out there more and just to be a better person when it comes to listening to others and just hearing about others' experiences through FFA.
I think as advisors, we're always watching them kind of excel in their leadership skills, which is nice. As an advisor, you're constantly also learning to just go with the flow every year. But I think the best part of the leadership aspect is watching your students kind of grow within that area as well.
Very good. Thank you guys for being here again. With that, can you guys describe the ways that your chapter advocates for agriculture in your school and in your community?
I think our school does that really well. We're really good about including and incorporating the different aspects of our school together. FFA pairs with ASB a lot to help bring different events together. And during FFA week, we involve the school in different FFA challenges and different things throughout that week. And I think that just helps spread the word around that FFA is a good thing to be a part of, and it's something that's really fun to do.
Yeah. I'd say our school is really good at including FFA and everything, and just being very open to new ideas that we might bring. I'd also say our town especially helps. Our school is full of a lot of people who've grown up on farms or raising animals, and it just helps.
I agree with the girls. I think we come from a pretty small ag community where the support is just constantly always there. Whether we have to reach out and ask for it or not, it's always just kind of ready to jump in. But I think our school does a pretty good job of advocating for all of our different clubs. I think this year alone, we've done a pretty good job in the ag department. Our program went from part-time to full-time just this year, so I think we're doing pretty good.
Considering your guys' involvement in school and community, looking into the future, what excites you most about the future of your chapter?
I think getting the opportunity to run for office next year will be really fun, just to help get myself involved more. And as we get into higher grades and become upperclassmen, I think being able to take more control and make it a better program than it already is for our school will be really fun.
I'm excited about a bunch of the new upcoming younger classmen getting to learn about ag and FFA, because I went into it knowing pretty much nothing, and now I've learned so much, and I'm really grateful for that, and I hope that we can continue to do that and that can continue to grow.
I'm excited for our extension of our program. So like I said, we've doubled in just this year, so then we have to extend all of our courses and our pathways that we're offering. And I think that alone just kind of opens up the different opportunities for our students.
Very good. Well, so with your chapter, can you describe some activities that you guys host to engage FFA members?
I think our FFA meetings, which is something that every chapter obviously does, but we always include different games or activities that help make it fun more than just business, and I think it helps make people want to be there. And we've had barbecues up at the farm just so everyone can see the animals, and I think it just helps bring us closer together and makes more of a family in our FFA program.
We had an FFA week, so we got to bring animals and experiences down to people that some kids have never seen up at the farm. And I also just think we have an open farm, so people can just come up with permission. They can just come up and see animals and see what we do up there.
Oh, very good.
I think one of our big events we started the school year with was our barbecue, open barbecue on the farm at the very beginning of the school year. That was pretty good. FFA week is always a big hit. This year they got to slime their teacher on the last day, so that seemed like that was a pretty big hit. So anything that they kind of get to put their hands on is usually pretty good.
So you guys recently expanded your school farm by purchasing a breeding sow, goats, and a dairy heifer calf.
Yeah.
So how has caring for these animals become a resource for your chapter?
I think it's really helpful for people who haven't had experience with it when they're younger to learn to take care of animals and stuff. Because even if you're not going to go into a field of career in that department, I feel it's still a good skill to have. And it gives, it makes school more fun, I think, just to have those animals up there. And it just brings us closer together to be able to work with each other to take care of them.
I think it helps with showing how to care for those animals, because a lot of people really can't keep them at their house or don't have the ability to. And I think that just having them there and getting to learn about them and see what they're about, even though, and care for them in a school environment really helps with responsibility and just opening new experiences.
I think having those certain animals and livestock projects on the farm is pretty big, no matter what kind of pathway the kids are in the ag department. I know having a dairy heifer on the farm was big because we don't have dairy in our area, so that was kind of nice for them to be able to see and kind of compare the difference between a dairy heifer and then a beef steer is pretty big for them. And then our sow, I know in the next semester, in the next school year, we'll be able to breed her, and then they can kind of see the process from beginning to end when they, when the piglets are born, and then all the way to when they sell them at the fair. So that's always cool.
Well, that's very cool that you guys are able to be exposed to new animals, new breeds, and have that opportunity to connect with those animals. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for speaking with me today, and enjoy the conference, and I look forward to seeing what your chapter does in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Of course. This is Convention Center, Action Center, and this is Morgan Merrill. See you next time.